Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be giving out my picks for UFC 236. We got Max Holloway taking on Dustin Poirier in a rematch for the UFC Interim Lightweight Championship of the World. I want to jump right into the tell of the tapes and take a closer look at this fight here. Dustin Poirier has a record of 24-5. Max Holloway is 20-3. Max Holloway's 3 years younger, 27 years old. Poirier's 30 years old. Max Holloway's 2 inches taller, 5'11". Poirier's 5'9". Dustin Poirier holds a small reach advantage here going into the fight. These men fought before in the past, and Dustin Poirier got the better of him. I could kind of see it happen the same way, man. A lot of people don't give Poirier the credit he deserves for his ground game. I mean, he has a nasty top game, man. I mean, he subbed Anthony Pettis. I mean, he grinded out Joseph Duffy. He landed some nasty ground and pound against Jim Miller, and Jim Miller's a tough guy. The ground and pound, because he has nasty submissions off his back. So does Anthony Pettis. So, I mean, people need to wake up. I mean, and stop sleeping on Poirier's ground game. You know what I mean? He has 7 submission victories on his record. So, I mean, and 5 decision wins and 12 TKOs. So, I mean, he can mixes it up a lot better, I think, than Max Holloway. You know, I know Max Holloway improved tremendously from the first outing. I mean, great win over Brian Ortega, beats Aldo twice. So, I know Max Holloway's been working on his ground game and he's working on his takedown defense, but we know his takedown defense is his weakness, man. He's been taken down by Conor McGregor. Who gets taken down by Conor McGregor? You know what I mean? And pretty much Conor McGregor just outgrinded him. Just was an injured Conor McGregor at that, landing takedowns and just let McGregor lay on him like that. You know what I mean? So that's always in the back of my head. How good is he really off his back? If Conor McGregor could do that to him, and his takedown defense is not the best. He got taken down by Ortega, but he popped up back to his feet. And I think Poirier got the bigger names on his resume. I mean, look at the guys he beat. He beat the dogs, man. He beat Justin Gagey, Pettis. You know what I mean? He beat Eddie Alvarez, a UFC former champ. You know what I mean? So I kind of got to go with Poirier here, man. You know what I mean? Poirier, he's done it once. He could do it twice. That's how I feel. I feel like mentally he holds an edge on this guy. He knows he beat him and he could do it again. And Max knows he lost to this guy, man. But don't get me wrong. Max could get it done. You know what I mean? He is a totally different fighter, but I just got to go with Poirier here, man. Going with Dustin, getting it done. So I want to jump right into the UFC middleweight fight, the co-main event of the evening. We got a UFC interim middleweight championship of the world on the line. We got Israel, the last style bender, taking on Kelvin Gastelum, the Ultimate Fighter winner. You know what I mean? These guys always count Kelvin Gastelum out, man. Even since the Ultimate Fighter, he was the last pick on the show. You know what I mean? He was the youngest guy on the season. And guess what? He got it done, man. He beat Uriah Hall. He shocked the UFC. He shocked the world when he beat Uriah Hall. And, Kelvin Gastelum, he used to be fighting bigger guys. So, you know what I mean? It's nothing new to him. He's fought in middleweight. He already competed. He was originally a middleweight. You know what I mean? And the style bender, he's a kickboxer. This is an MMA fight, man. This is straight MMA. Chokes are allowed. This is just not a guy with stand-up. Kelvin Gastelum has more tools in the box to beat him. He's a better wrestler. He has the wrestling credentials. He has the submission victories. A lot of people sleep on his rear naked choke. He choked out Jake Ellenberger. He choked out Josh Salmon. Rest in peace, his soul. This guy, Kelvin Gastelum, is slept on right now. I think going into this fight, it's crazy how many people are going to Israel right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know he's 6'3". Kelvin Gastelum's only 5'9". He holds 80-inch reach, and Kelvin Gastelum only has a 71. Kelvin Gastelum is 2 years younger. Um, I just gotta go Gastelum, man. I just think, I mean, I don't see how this man's gonna transition from glory kickboxing and becoming a UFC champ. It just, I don't know how it could happen, man. This is the UFC, not glory, man. And Kelvin Gastelum takedowns are nasty, and his ground and pound is nasty. So yeah, man, I gotta go with Kelvin Gastelum, my boy from the Ultimate Fighter. Gotta stay with my boy Gastelum. I want to jump into the UFC light heavyweight division. Khalil Rountree, fighter on this card. I like Eric Anders getting it done. I know he's off a 2-fight losing streak. He lost to Elias Theodoro. He lost to Thiago Santos. But those are tough guys, man. Thiago Santos is on his way to be fighting John Jones for the light heavyweight title. Theodoro's been climbing up that ranking in the middleweight division for a while now. So, I mean, those are not bad guys to have losses to. And Machida, a legend, a UFC former light heavyweight champ. So, I mean, Eric Anders, I think he should be able to get it done here. I think he'll be able to get the takedown, grind out a decision. I mean, Khalil Rountree, we know this guy's dangerous in the first round, man. He got power in his hands. He can knock out anyone, dude, if he catches you. The dude's lightning fast. So, you really only got to worry about him for one round, though, man. I mean, I think Eric Anders to tie him up, make him work, gas him out, get a few takedowns, drag the fight on, and I think Eric Anders should get it done here. So, yeah, I like Eric Anders, the Alabama boy, your boy getting it done over the War Horse. So, yeah, Eric Anders. Jumping into the UFC welterweight division, Alan Jubain taking on Dwight Grant, the Body Snatcher. The Body Snatcher's coming off of a big TKO win. I mean, he knocked the dude out in the last seconds of the first round. But he also lost to Zach Ottawa. So, Dwight Grant is sometimes one of those guys. He can show up and he can look phenomenal. And sometimes he can go out there and look like shit. He's an unreliable fighter. Alan Jubain on the other side is coming off a big win over Ben Saunders. He has more experience. He's 16-6. Dwight Grant is only 19-2. He only has 11 fights in his career. He's 34 years old. So, it's a tough fight to call. He's been training at American Kickboxing Academy. So, yeah, I got to go with Alan Jubain here, man. I just think that Jubain experience is going to play a big role here in this fight. And I think he's more reliable and somebody you can count on more than Dwight Grant. So we got to go with Alan Jubain here. Jumping into the UFC light heavyweight division, another rematch. We got OSP taking on Nikita Krylov. Yeah, these guys met way back a few years back. OSP got his Von Flue choke and he tapped him out. So I just think that OSP, man, he just hasn't been looking too good. Even when he got that big W off of Tyson Pedro, when he got the submission, he was getting his ass lit up before he got the submission. I mean, Tyson Pedro was pretty much on his way to a TKO victory until he decided to grapple up with OSP and made a mistake. OSP, the best of his years already, he's passed. He's 36 years old. He's not getting any younger. To me, he's been slowing down. He just got knocked out by Reyes, which they switched to a so-called bullcorn decision. But, yeah, man, just OSP hasn't been improving to me. He's the same old guy. At anything, he's getting worse. I think the younger youth, by 10 years, Nikita Krylov will avenge his loss. And this time he get it done against OSP. We know that Krolov is coming off a submission loss to Jan Blachowicz, but yeah, before that he was on a big win streak. He was knocking out a lot of people overseas. So yeah, I gotta go with Nikita, man. OSP, man. To me, I think his best years are done, man. He's numbered, dude. Uh, yeah, Nikita gets it done here. I got to go with the younger, fresher youth. Nikita, to me, will win this fight. So let's jump into the lightweight division. Jalen Turner versus the Steamroller. We got Matt Frivola taking on the Tarantula. Interesting fight. Things that stand out to me right off the bat is the height, the size, and the reach advantage of Jalen Turner. He's coming off a big win over Colin Potter, a nasty TKO in Australia. Steamroller's coming off a draw, a tough fight with Lando Venata. Very tough fight. Steamroller's a tough guy. Tough fight to call, but if I had to bet my money on it, I think that Jalen Turner will be able to pick him apart, keep it out on the outside. Frivola likes to come in and leave himself open. He gets caught. He got dropped by Venata in that fight. So I think if he makes that mistakes against a tall, long, rangy guy like Jalen Turner, it could be lights out for him. So we want to go with the Tarantula getting it over the Steamroller. So yeah, Jalen Turner gets it done. We want to jump into a flyweight division. We got Wilson Reyes taking on the Cannibal. A big win for Reyes or Hayes, whatever they call him. Wilson. Yeah, the dude, he didn't look too good in his last outing against Ben Nguyen. He's 34 years old. He's 5'4". I think the Cannibal here should be able to get this fight done. He's the younger, fresher fighter. You know what I mean? He has the reach advantage, coming off a big submission win also. So I like the Cannibal getting it done here. Not too much to talk about, man. Wilson ain't been looking too good. He had a title shot, came up short against Demetrius. Playing pretty much, as you see on his record, he went on a 3-fight losing streak at one point. So we got to go with the Cannibal. He's going to fucking eat this dude up, man. Cannibal all day. So we got Max Griffin, the Pain, taking on Zaleem. Max Griffin, his last outings, he hasn't been looking too good. You know what I mean? He lost to Thiago Alves. And then after that, Max Griffin, he lost to Thiago Alves and also came up short against Curtis Millender. Max Griffin, he hasn't really been looking too good, man. The dude, he looks pretty good in the first round, and then he tends to slow down. He started breathing heavy. So this guy Zaleem, I know he's making his debut in the UFC. He's a Fight Night Global dude from Russia. Just the way these Russian fighters been taking over UFC for the last couple, seems like the last couple years. It's hard for me not to go with the 8-0 guy. He's undefeated, Zaleem. And these Russian fighters, they got these thing about them where they just think now they could just come here and dominate these UFC fighters, and they've been doing it so far. So Max Griffin, he ain't been looking too good, and I'm gonna go with Zaleem here getting it done, man. Probably grinding him out by decision. Probably out Russell Max Griffin for 3 rounds. These guys, Russian dudes keep a lot fucking pace. That's remarkable, man. These guys just keep coming for you, and I think Amadov will be able to get it done. Here he has 8 TKO wins. So I like the Russian here, man. We got Max Griffin, the Pain. He ain't been looking good. Not worth risking a pick on. So it's another fight I want to talk about. Belal Muhammad. Remember the name. taking on Curtis Millender. Curtis Millender coming off of a quick loss to Zaleski Dos Santos by submission. Um, but a few things stand out to me in this fight, just like it did in the Zaleski Dos Santos fight. Curtis Millender, his size and his height, man, his reach advantage over Belal Muhammad. Also, this dude Curtis Millender, I think he'll be able to pick apart Belal Muhammad. Belal Muhammad is coming off a tough loss against Jeff Neal. He was leaving himself open. It looks like he keeps his hands down and he walks forward. I think Curtis Millender will be able to win a decision. Millender, he really only has trouble with submission fighters. I mean, all of his losses been from submission. Brennan Ward, getting subbed by Zaleski Dos Santos, Fernando Gonzalez. So, yeah, man, I like Millender here, though. I think he'll be able to work his stand up. Belal Muhammad, the only keys to victory really is to get the takedown here. I think Millender will be able to grind out a decision, maybe pick him apart. Belal Muhammad's stand up isn't the best, man. He's a tough guy. He got a good, solid chin. But if he doesn't get the fight to the ground, I don't see him winning this fight. So we want to talk about the last fight on the card. We jump into the bantamweight division. We got Montel Jackson coming off a big victory over Brian Kellar. Wow, he got him rocked early and finished the fight. So I think that Montel Jackson will be able to get it done here, man. He's a huge favorite. So yeah, man, the Asian sensation. This dude, he's coming off of a W, but I mean, this dude really, come on, man. The dude, he's wild at times. He's not the best striker, and definitely he needs to improve a lot. So, but that being said, and a big win of him on Montel Jackson or Brian Kellar just shows the type of level he's at. Even though he's 7-1 with less experience, it just shows he can beat tough dudes. I mean, Andre, he looked like shit against Jonathan Martinez. I mean, and losing to Sean O'Malley. I mean, come on, man. The Asian sensation got to do better than that, Jack. I mean, so yeah, we go on Montel Jackson. Um, Yeah, and I mean, the Asian sensation is 13-6, dude. I mean, he's never been knocked out or sub. He's only got 6 decision losses. So, I just think Montel will probably be able to mix it up a little bit better and get it done. So yeah, those are my picks for UFC 236. Yeah, man, I didn't do all the fights on the card. Just gonna do the ones that I'm most confident in. So yeah, go ahead, leave a few comments, like, subscribe, or whatever. So yeah, man, those are it, man. We got our boy Poirier, Gastelum. Yeah, man. So I'll catch you guys next time around. From yours truly, King MMA. Yes, sir.